Hello everybody, Justin here, American Mustang School. It's February 7th, 2025, and it's my birthday today. Anyway, 49. Mark that in the little video history book. So, how does horsemanship help us? That's what I want to share with you today. And we're going to focus on imagination, correspondence, and miracles. Imagination is probably the only thing that separates me from my horses. Everything else is there. You know, the thoughts, emotions, attitude, action, hair, blood, bone, fingernails, all of that's the same. But the imagination, that's the only thing I've found that sets us apart. But the beauty of the imagination brings us together. And that's what I want to share with you today. You know, we're going to a new year, 2025, and I want to share with you some of the life lessons horsemanship has helped me learn that have kind of protected me or given me a barrier against society or outside influences. I could maintain a feedback loop with myself and the world that I wanted to create, regardless of outside influences. And that's correspondence. You know, the way things work together, how my inside works with the outside. You know, what I choose to think about has a direct reflection of reality. So horsemanship, that's a beautiful gift that we all have. A lot of people don't have access to it, but we do have a gift in horses. And what they've shown me through decades of experiences with them, I want to try to share with you in this little video. We teach this at our school here, American Mustang School, through life coaching. And I call it the sacred art of horsemanship. What that means is it's a set-apart practice of self-study, self-discovery, self-mastery, with a horse as an accountability partner. And I get to think and feel through emotion, attitude and action, present to them, observe their feedback, make necessary changes, do it again. It's interactive. It's an interactive system. And everything has systems. So one of the really cool things that we're going to do today is I'm going to play with my horses. And I hadn't really had an idea what I wanted to do until both of these guys were staring at me like, hey, we're bored, let's do something. And I thought, well, let me just put a pack saddle on Peso and a riding saddle on Whiskey. We'll go out here and we'll share some of the things that we enjoy together and what we did together to learn what it is I'm going to share with you in the mountains of Colorado. I've got thousands and thousands of hours on the back of that horse, thousands and thousands of hours packing this horse behind that horse in the mountains of Colorado. That's a lot of alone time. That's a lot of learning independence. In other words, I can be with my horses, thinking my thoughts, feeling my feelings, understanding my posture or my attitude, and then action, getting a feedback on that, making changes, do it again, to create this reality that I wanted with them in life. So what I want to share with you is I don't want you to think, you know, you got to be so independent you can't depend on anybody else or don't pay attention to outside things. What I do want you to understand is independence is a really cool thing because you're not under the thumb of anything outside of you. And that's liberating. That's freedom. So you got to remember this. You decide how you want to experience something based on your thoughts about it. And horsemanship has helped me understand that very, very deep. I've got to, you know, basically, how does horsemanship help us? I've got to study myself. And then you might want to say, well, what for? Why? Well, it's because character development. You want to develop a character in yourself. You want to develop a character in your horses. You want to help them, help you, help them. And how do we do that? Well, we think, we do, and then we become. We form habits, and we develop a character. And then you wash, rinse, repeat to where you redefine each day, renew each day that character. And it's a benefit. You won't get hurt. And you get to understand things at a much deeper, wider level. So here's probably the singular most important thing we're going to do today. And this is what I do to help me understand I can be independent of outside influences, regardless of what they are. We can label it bad, we can label it good. Doesn't matter. I get to go and play with these guys, and I get to go into what I like to think of as a childlike behavior, or I get to be childlike in character. And you might say, well, what does that mean? Well, I have unobstructed play. Remember when we were kids? We're like, yeah, let's just go play in the dirt, and let's build this, and let's play with that. And we just utilized the stuff we had in nature, sticks and rocks and whatever, pine cones, didn't matter. Just played in the dirt, played in the sand, played, unobstructed. That's what I get to do with horses. See, the world can do what it's doing. Society can do what it's doing. But then I can step away from that, and I can go back to nature, and I can play with horses, unobstructed. Unconditional love, I get to experience that in a childlike character. These guys, they'll love me, I'll love them. There's not really any conditions other than I have to care about myself and present that to them. Then they'll present back to me. If I stop caring about myself, they let me know. So that could be maybe the condition, but it's unconditional. They just forgive. They may not forget, but they forgive. They're loving. And that's a great lesson in life. Kindness. I've done things, we'll call it to them, and then I've felt bad about it. And then they're like, we don't hold any grudge against that. It's like, okay, but I've got to redefine what I thought about doing what we were doing. I could give you scenarios. Maybe packing him too heavy, asking him to carry stuff too far, too heavy. And then he got sore. And I thought, ooh, that's not good. I didn't mean to do that to you. And then, he heals up, but it's so fast. The recovery rate is so fast. Of course, they're conditioned to do the things that we were doing. So it wasn't like I was unaware, packed him too heavy and asked him to go too far. He was conditioned to do certain things. But that's just one example. Kindness is what I always want to show my horses. And that I felt wasn't very kind. So I corrected it, course correction, represent, observe feedback, make changes, do it again. We've developed this relationship. And see, that childlike character helps us navigate this life much easier, much more fluid, much better. We forget to do that. So getting back to the benefits of horsemanship, that childlike character. Emotional support. Remember, I just said I felt bad, and they're like, it's okay, man. You made a mistake. Let's move on. We get an opportunity to explore Earth with them. We get to explore Earth, but ourselves. Get to a deeper understanding of ourselves. We get a deeper understanding of them. They get a deeper understanding of us, and they get a deeper understanding of themselves and the human element. So how cool is this system? Another benefit, we get time in nature. I'm making this video, but I'm actually outside. I'm breathing fresh air. The sun's shining on me. I get to be with my horses. I get to be in the dirt. I get to play unobstructedly. And then the physical activity, moving and breathing. We get to do that. Positive social interaction. Horses are social creatures, so are we. And here's what I really love. This little group right here, us three, this should be a representation to you of discovering unknowns. Because when I would take that horse right there, take this horse right here, merge them together, then I would go with them, and we would explore the backcountry of Colorado for 2 days, looking for places to camp, looking for places to build a fire, looking for places to fish or do whatever we were going to do. That represented unknowns. And a lot of people have fear of that. I talk with people and they're like, you camped out for 2 days in the backwoods of Colorado? alone. And then I always think, well, I'm never alone, especially when I have horses. See, horsemanship helps us understand that no one's here to ride this horse for me. And in the military, no one's there to do our push-ups for us. So in life, no one is really there to do it for us. Now, again, I'm not talking about toxic independence where you push everybody away. You don't listen to, sound doctrine or good guidance. I'm talking about you don't look to people to create the reality for you. You create your own. See, it's an internal correspondence with external reality. So what I think about, I will do and I will become. In horsemanship, we get to know ourself. The inner and outer correspondence with self, and it's how we correspond with the outside of self. And that's the miracle. So in communicating with horses, asking them to do things for us, with us, we get to look at life as it is, a miracle. And I love being able to do that and share that with you. So as I move around here, just doing a simple little exercise with my horses, asking them questions I know they know the answers to. We'll get into a feedback loop, we'll synchronize. So I'm going to ask Peso just to back his feet up. Just give a little vibrational frequency down that lead rope, and he's like, what? What are we doing? So that don't count, Peso. Keep going, buddy. We'll increase the intensity of that frequency. We'll get him to back up. Good job. And then pause for a few seconds. These guys are kind of relaxed and chill. We want to keep them in that mindset. So I'm going to ask Whiskey to just turn to my right, nice and easy. And then I'm going to switch hands and put Peso on my right side. And we're just going to walk around here, merge moving and breathing. And I want to tell you about something that I got going on for 2025. If you're still here watching the video. Okay, so Peso, you were supposed to follow us over the bridge, bud. Did you not get the memo? So I'm just going to back you up. Keep going. Keep backing up. Keep backing up. Keep backing up. Keep backing up. Good job. Now come to your left. Good job. And then you're going to come over the bridge. Good boy. See, sometimes you'll get out there in the mountains and you got to cross something. And you need your pack horse to follow behind you. Well, you've got to do things to communicate to them when you're up here on the saddle to help them do that. But anyway, I got sidetracked with Peso not following us over that bridge. I'm actually going to do something that's going into the unknown. See, today's Friday, and Sunday, I'm going to hop on an airplane and I'm going out to an exotic location. And I'm going to teach a leadership through horsemanship course to some middle schoolers, children. And that all stems from an imagination. See, I'm here to tell you, if you want to make a miracle, don't wait. Life is a miracle. And it's you're only limited by your imagination. You hear that, but you don't really understand it till you hit 49 years old. No, I've probably understood it for a lot longer. But I'm here to tell you, today, going into 2025, I'm going to imagine more. I'm going to vision more. And going to this exotic place, I'm going to make some videos. I'll share it with you. And there'll be horses. That's cool. We're going to introduce myself to horses. I'm going to ask them to do things with us to help teach us about ourselves. Self-study, self-discovery, self-mastery. And like I said in the beginning of this video, the only thing that I've found that separates us from these horses is our ability to have an imagination, review our thoughts, have a vision, have a purpose, make a flexible plan, and then take action. If you've read my book, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Go ahead and get on there, Peso. Yeah, it's a good boy. Whiskey, slow down. So you got to set tempo and speed, timing, rhythm, synchronize internally for your external reality. In riding a horse, no one's going to come up here and do it for me. So that's independence. I really like that. There's a lot of stuff going on in society right now. A lot of my friends, a lot of people coming here to the school, there's a lot on their mind. Outside influences, politics, religion, you name it. Where do you find your centeredness, your seed of authenticity? We think a lot, but some people don't really tap into what they feel. An outside influence causes you to feel something. We need to be aware of it. If our thoughts are motivated by an emotion, we need to be aware of it. Now you got to understand, it takes practice. Imagination, it's the language of your soul. Correspondence, what you think, create your reality. Create your miracles. See, I've played with these horses a lot. I've got to be a child, a lot more than I had to adult, we'll say that. And I've come to understand that outside influences are important. Otherwise, I wouldn't learn anything. Wouldn't gather knowledge. Wouldn't gather wisdom. Definitely wouldn't get an understanding. So in horsemanship, that's how it helps us. We get to understand. We get a true essence. You know, I've talked about this in other videos, sense and understanding coming together. You get the true essence of life, true essence of yourself, your character. Being able to get on the back of a horse and have a pack horse, and then nothing I need. No technology. I don't need this camera that I'm talking into. I don't need this microphone to project my voice to it. I don't need it. It's really cool to have it so I can share this with you. But that is what has grounded me through this entire life up to 49 years old today, is having that ability to imagine if outside influences went chaotic, we'll call it. Well, I don't need gas for a car. These things get great grass mileage. I can hop on here, pack everything I need, got other horses in the back for my family. We go. There's no limits. Now that's allegory, or that's kind of one way to look at things, I guess you call it. I don't necessarily think that that's going to be needed in my life to where I got to get on a horse and pack my family and get on and we go somewhere. But it's nice to think about an alternative to some things, because I do know that there are people so dependent on outside influences that it causes them great fear, pain, to think that they wouldn't have them. You know, their car, gasoline, microwave, TV, all of the comforts, creature comforts we've created for ourselves that in the materialistic world are very important. But I'm here to tell you, you can live without them. I went 8 years without a cell phone in the mountains of Colorado. Rode this horse, packed this horse, pulled a bunch of horses behind us in a string, took people up to experience the most beautiful scenery on the United States, Colorado Rockies. We didn't have cell phone service. Some people, it was really hard for them. They were so dependent on that phone, dependent on, you know, the news telling them what's going on every step of the way. Nah, whatever you think and you do, you become. You form habits in that. You create a character. If you've watched any of these videos that I've made and videos that I will make, I'll show you how to create the life you want. You can do things that stop your thought habits, your processes, the dominant thought patterns that happen to create your reality that you don't want. You can stop exercise, interrupt that, think about what you want, do what you want, become what you want, create a habit in that, and form a character. So that's about all I wanted to share with you today. I thought, man, how cool would it be to just get on my favorite Mustang, Whiskey Boy, pull around my favorite pack horse, share with you what I love, horsemanship, sacred art of horsemanship, set apart practice of self-study with a horse as an accountability partner. It's an amazing feeling. See, we think a lot, but we've got to tap into what we feel. It's an amazing feeling to share this life with something so beautiful. Yeah, horses, they're beautiful. And yeah, go into that childlike mindset. Create the life you want. Remember, when we were kids, nothing held us back.